Hello YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do another bunker cell, and hopefully today we're going to get the Insurgents, and hopefully I'm going to be able to show you changing sessions or going back to story mode to get a different mission car. So let's try and get those Insurgents this time. Last time I got the Phantom Wedges, so the two missions that you really want to get when you do a solo cell is either the Phantom Wedge or the single drop-off Insurgents. There's two Insurgent missions, one's with 15 drop-offs, you don't want that one, you're not going to be able to deliver it on time. And then the Phantom Wedges, which you get two wedges, and either one of those you'll be able to deliver, right? A couple of caveats is you want to be below, you want to have a bunker below the Alamo Sea, so any one of the bunkers that are kind of along this corridor here, or further down like Chamash and Farmhouse are the best bunkers to have. Anyone above is kind of, you might be able to, if you have it kind of over there, Grapeseed or whatever, you won't be able to deliver it by yourself. You're in Polito Bay. It's just too far. You might get lucky, but very rarely I would imagine. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so you always want to sell in Los Santos for the maximum profit. Don't bother with selling locally in Blaine. Doesn't make sense. Okay, so you get the, in some cases you can deliver the marshals. I never do this one, but I just want to show you quickly. If you jump into one of the marshals, if the drop-offs are close by, in this case, as you can see, I'd say they're too far. If you had maybe a bunker closer, then you'd be fine. Like sometimes the drop-offs are kind of in this area, yeah, then you can actually deliver them. You might be able to do this one, but again, to me it's just too much work. I don't bother, but sometimes if you wanted to try it, you can give it a go and see how you do. And if you don't make it, then you just quit your game and you just lose a bit of money anyway, just like we're going to do now. So normally I'd like to just go back to story mode in this case, but sometimes what happens if you go back to story mode is you get the same mission delivery vehicle, I notice, versus change into a different session, right? So if you switch sessions, find a new session, that generally gives you a different mission delivery vehicle. I think if you go to story mode, sometimes that happens. So let's see if we get the same one. And if we get another marshal, then I'll just switch sessions. And yeah, my second character rather. A little bit quicker. So if you do have friends in the game, even if they're not helping you and they're in their own session, obviously that makes sense to join that session because you do get extra money for if you've got an extra person in the session. So every time you switch sessions or you go log off, you're going to lose a bit of product. You lose between 30 or 20 and 30k. It's just the way it is. Sometimes, like 50% of the time, you're going to get the right mission delivery vehicle. It's going to be either the single drop-off Insurgent or it's going to be the Phantoms. And then the other 50% of the time, you're just going to get the wrong vehicles and you're going to lose some product. So, it's kind of a balance between let's spend 30 minutes doing, let's say the Marshall mission, trying to get that done and stressing out versus just losing a bit of product. So don't worry about losing product too much. Um, if you still haven't got the right mission vehicle after 3-4 times, then you might just want to let it fill up again and just try again on a different day. Sometimes if you try the next day, you get better luck with the right vehicle. The Phantom Wedge mission is definitely the best mission to get in the game. Very easy, lots of time, no sweat. As you can see, I lost a bit of product there, like 21,000 in terms of money, which probably equates to around 30,000, I guess. Okay, so let's go. So we're still over $1 million over here if we do manage to get it this time. Okay, so June buggies. Okay, so definitely whenever you get the June buggies, never even try to deliver. They crap, they crash, they get stuck, whatever. Just don't do it. It's just not worth it. Plus there's 4 of them versus 3, so it's just a bad idea. Okay, so we're gonna do this again. Now, if you do have friends, you can, or in the same crew, you can say join crew members, join friends. Sometimes that'll work, sometimes it won't. But that sometimes it's a little bit quicker, but that's another choice option for you if you want to try and join a session versus logging off. Okay, see, that was pretty quick, you know, like when it does work, it is pretty quick coming back in. So we're down to 658 there. So that was 2 tries we had, yeah. Okay, I think I'm probably still, yep. Okay, let's try get that insurgent mission this time. Okay, so I got the phantom wedges. Now I really want to show you guys the insurgent mission, so I'm actually, even though I'm so tempted to do this delivery, I'm going to try and get the insurgent mission for you guys. So I really wanted to do a video on that. But ideally, getting the phantoms is the best mission, right? Well, in my mind anyway. I mean, sometimes sometimes insurgents just take longer because there's 3 of them. You got to deliver 3 of them. The phantoms there's only 2. The problem with the phantoms is they do tip over. If you saw my previous video, it's quite easy to tip them over and crash into barriers and things like that. But if you are paying attention and avoid hitting barriers and things, then yeah, it's definitely a better mission to go, especially if you've got an extra 5 minutes to kind of take your time. Okay, let's see if we get lucky this time. So this is the 4th time I think we're doing this. Sell stock. We're down to 955, yeah. Okay, so let's see which insurgent mission I got here. Damn. So this is the wrong mission. So if you look in my right hand corner, we have 0/15. That's 15 drop-offs. You don't want to do that. Plus, you're going to have to fight NPCs, all sorts of fun. So this is kind of a fun mission if you have the anti-aircraft trailer, or you have a bunch of friends, and it's kind of fun for a little bit, 1 or 2 times. After that, gets pretty tedious. But yeah, if you a whole bunch of you have the anti-aircraft trailer, just bring it along. You can just sit in the road and just, especially if you got the I forget the gun name now, but one of the weapons, the double shot one, the one with 2 barrels. I forget the name offhand now. But if you have that, then that's the best one to use, and that's the most fun. Not the homing missiles. That one kind of sucks actually. Okay, so we're down to 616. At this point, I normally would just forget it and just try the next day and just recuperate my cost. But let's keep going. Okay, so this one definitely is it. Okay, so you'll notice in the right hand corner I have 3 dots. That's exactly what we want. You want to either have 2 dots for the 2 phantoms or 3 dots for the insurgents. And if you get any other mission, just leave the session, log off, change sessions, join a crew member, whatever, and then deliver, right? Okay, so we can take away, this one's just on the other side. Okay, so we've got 15 minutes, so as long as you're in a solo session with no one else that's going to grief you, with friends, whatever, you will make it. If you're in a public session with 20 people and somebody attacks you, you literally have 3 minutes kind of to spare to deal with any interference, and whether that's NPCs or players. And if players are interfering with you, chances are you're going to miss it, right? So definitely want to know how to get a public solo session on your platform. If you're on PS4, that's the MTU method. If you're on Xbox One, that is the nat trick method, is the recommended methods to use. I've seen people show up a few times when you're not paying attention, so keep an eye on who's in the session at all times. I had one guy, join. I thought, okay, I was near the airport. I was just about to make a delivery. I saw him kind of become an MC, not realizing it had already come all the way to me, and then he only became an MC right behind me, right? So then hoping to take you out, right? So he managed to blow the truck up, but I evicted him before, and the trailer truck actually spawned back in the airport, and we spawned outside. So I was able to kick him before he could do any destruction. Otherwise, I'd have lost the entire shipment. And he was the only other guy, so it was like, you gotta love these guys that join your solo session and then come troll you, right? They're just douchebags, right? And another thing that's gonna help a lot is just, make sure you have a buzzard, right? Because you need to get back to your bunker pretty quick. I think a car is too slow to do that. I mean, you might be able to do it in a car and pay attention, not hit too many other cars, and you should be fine, maybe. But definitely recommend it to have some sort of helicopter, whether it's a Buzzard, a Havoc, a Volatos, anything that's on your CEO menu. I mean, you can even call a personal, if you have a hangar, you can call a personal helicopter or plane or whatever, because they spawn generally close by. You can just drive to it. So if you really don't have a helicopter on your CEO menu, and you do have a hangar, you can do that. That should be fine as well. You lose a little bit of time, but not that much. Okay, so we're just going to call a Buzzard here quick. Now the nice thing is, when you are doing a solo delivery, the locations to deliver your vehicles are generally in 3 different locations. Some are closer than others, some are down by the docks, maybe, if you're unlucky. If you're doing it with a friend, sometimes what will happen is you'll get the global signal thing, and you have to all deliver to the same location to avoid showing up. Now the problem with that is when that location is down by the docks, it leaves you even less time, pretty much seconds or less than a minute to move all vehicles down there, right? But if you are playing with a friend, that generally shouldn't be a problem. So as you can see, it takes about 5 minutes per vehicle to get delivered, so we should hopefully get there. So you have about 5 minutes per vehicle, pretty much. Now the locations are going to be shorter, so you'll make up a little bit of time. So that's where your 1 or 2 minutes will come in. Somewhat just down the road, which is kind of great, just kind of top of Los Santos there. So don't waste any time, don't get distracted, don't kind of, check your Facebook while you're doing this. You really have limited time that you want to fully utilize if you're going to do a solo assault. Okay, let's check where this one is. As you can see, that one's really nice and close. Should be able to do that in like 3 minutes. The other thing is, make sure you have actually, don't worry about that. I was about to say, if you're playing with 2 characters like myself, which I sometimes do, make sure you have armored cars, so if the cops show up, then you can just put your character in the car, so they don't get killed over and over and over. So the Insurgents are definitely, I think, a little bit easier, only because you can bump into cars, and you don't really, sometimes you'll turn over, but most of the time you can bump cars out the way, so waste less time as if you're doing the Phantoms, the trailer comes off, you've got to wait for the trailer to spawn or turn over, or you have to go push it over. So sometimes Insurgent is better to use anyway. So there, we still have 7 minutes to get there and back. Plenty of time, so the last one will be probably on the left side of the map is my guess, kind of in the gang area there. Now the benefit of selling a full bunker versus like a lot of people sell a single vehicle, and that's fine. I mean, if you do the single vehicle, you can do any mission because you have enough time, but you waste a lot of time with that, right? So there's two things there. You waste money or time and money really, because A, you spend half an hour doing that mission possibly, or 20 minutes doing one vehicle mission, whereas you can spend 15 minutes doing a full bunker, right, selling full product. There you're only making like 200k, so you have to do 3 times, so it takes you 3 times as long, so you could spend like up to an hour doing the same 15-minute mission. And if you are leaving and coming back, it doesn't really apply to the single vehicles. Then you're only going to lose money once type thing versus 3 times, right? So ultimately you spend a lot less time doing a full bunker than you do a 3 different cells, but you don't get obviously the full money. With you spend longer, you get all the product if you do a single vehicle or 2 vehicles. So you kind of just have to balance out which works better for you. See, so we have almost 6 minutes there to do the last one, and like I said, I'm presuming it's going to be pretty close. Okay, that one's all the way down by the beach, not where I was expecting it, but that's fine. So plenty of time to get down there. Full 6 minutes. We should be able to get down there in 3. So no problem. So there you go. So I do have another video on the Phantom Wedges when I did the Phantom Wedge one, except I got the Phantom Wedges the first time, so I got the full payout for the bunker, which was just over $1 million, which is nice. Those are definitely, to get the right mission, and the first time is the best, obviously, because you get the most money, right? But that just shows me delivering the Phantoms, and then this one is with the Insurgents, which I actually wanted to show you guys that you can easily deliver it without sweating it too much. And if you have second characters, if you have a second PS4 or a second PC, and you play both characters, bring that second character along, because that'll save you a bit of time as well. You just leave the character. Normally what I do is I'll bring that character in, and then I'll get that character to do the first delivery or the second delivery, and then I'll have that character leave the session. So before I do my final drop off, I have them leave the session, come back, and then I'll get an extra 21k for my delivery. Plus that character can help you actually deliver once. It saves you a bit of time, because that you don't have to fly back 3 times, you only have to fly back twice type thing, right? So it does have its benefits if you do play with multiple characters or have that handy. So as you see there, we've got about 3 minutes to spare, and you can blow that quite easily if you interfered with by a player in the game. So thank you for watching. Please hit the like button, comment and subscribe. thanks again. Hopefully this was helpful. Enjoy.
Watch it! Oh! You're dead, you know that? Fucking dead.
So in this case, I got 933,000. So I probably lost 100,000, but remember I also did I did restart it 5 times. So still 100 grand, give or take, I guess. Maybe a little bit more for 5 restarts isn't bad. Not bad at all.